Welcome to the University of California, Riverside School of Business, home of the A. Gary Anderson Graduate School of Management. My name is Abigail Wheeler. I'm the Assistant Director of Graduate Admissions here at UCR School of Business. And today I am joined by three of our fabulous faculty. We have a spotlight on our Master of Science in Business Analytics program. I'm joined by Dr. Hai Che, Dr. Elodie Goodman, and Dr. Mike Dong. All three of these faculty are coming to you from different aspects of business analytics, from marketing analytics, operations analytics, and from financial analytics as well. They're going to be sharing some insights today on MSBA curriculum and the MSBA experience. Before we dive into our panel session with our faculty, let's do a quick overview of our Master of Science in Business Analytics program. This program is designed to train analysts who examine the data and make business recommendations. This is a program, a skill set in high demand today with all of the big data that businesses have access to. They need people with this skill set to help them understand the data and use it effectively to their advantage. We do accept students from a couple of different academic backgrounds. We're looking for students from a statistical background, from a business background, or from a STEM-related major background. That ensures that you have some type of knowledge or training in either one of those areas, and then we can work on getting your knowledge and skills up to speed in the other area. One thing that's really cool about this program is that towards the end of the program, you can gather electives in a particular business area, whether that's finance, marketing, or operations, and learn some key analytical skills for that particular area. Students who complete the program should be able to use statistical computing to describe business patterns, test models for improving operational efficiency, forecast revenues and consumer demand, and identify trends in financial markets. Those are just a few of the key learning outcomes of the program. Now, one thing I want to note, while we do not require statistical training for admissions, we do strongly recommend that students without a strong statistical training do leverage the resources available on our website and prepare prior to starting the program. This will help to ease some of the learning curve and the time spent during the program. This program is STEM designated. For international students, a STEM designation allows you to stay and work in the US for up to 3 years after graduation. The program requires 48 units to complete. It's typically completed within 9 months. However, if you want to take a little longer, do an internship over the summer, you can extend your program to 15 months. So now that we have a basic understanding of the program, let's dive back into our panel and hear from our faculty. Dr. Hai Che, we'll start with you.
Sure. Very nice to see everybody here at UC Riverside. I've been working here since 2017, and my academic background, well, I grew up in Shanghai, did my undergrad at Fudan University in Shanghai, then completed my PhD in marketing at Washington University in St. Louis. In terms of my research and teaching background, I'm sort of, you can call me, I'm a marketing analytics person because my research actually focuses on the quantitative side of marketing. And more specifically, I use consumer data and also firm level data to analyze consumer behavior and how firms are effectively sort of using pricing, promotion, product strategies to reach consumers, and whether or not these marketing strategies are effective. So at UCR at Anderson, I right now teach 2 courses. One is an undergrad data-driven marketing course. Then another course is the MBA level marketing analytics. So for MBA marketing analytics, we actually have two different versions. One is just for the daytime and part-time MBA, and another one I designed and taught specifically for the MSBA students based on your background and the previous courses taken in the program. So it'd be more kind of heavy statistic content with more heavy statistic content. Before my academic career, I actually worked in a bank, was a banker for 2 years before I came back to the school. I guess that's all for myself. Maybe in the next, Elodie, right? Okay.
Yes, good evening, everyone. So my name is Elodie Goodman. I'm a professor in the area of operations and supply chain management at the School of Business. So my background, I have a PhD from MIT in operations research. And so now I'm at the School of Business. My area of research is in healthcare operations management. So I look at how different policies for reimbursements or for just how do we design payment systems so that patients, payers, medical providers make decisions that try to maximize social welfare. So in my own research, I kind of focus on the modeling side and try kind of an economic thinking and how do we understand and predict decisions and improve them. But there is a really big data aspect in healthcare that is growing an interest in the field to try and improve the way both patients and providers make decisions. Classes that I teach. So at UCR right now, I'm teaching primarily the class called Management 201, which is a prerequisite for MBA students and MFin and Masters of Finance students. It's an introduction to statistics. So it's not part of the MSBA program, but I've also taught some classes that are electives in the program. For example, there's a spreadsheet modeling class that I've taught in the past. That's kind of how do we build models to help in the decision making.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Dong, and I'm assistant professor of finance. I graduated in 2018 with a PhD in finance from the Ohio State University, and I've been teaching in UC Riverside ever since. Different from Professor Goodman, I work mostly on the empirics, meaning that most of my research is based on big data, and my research focus is on the stock market, particularly the global stock returns and the return predictabilities. So that's why I see like a really big value in this program as MSBA right here, because you get a chance to learn a lot of techniques and skills to work on data. And I teach Management 202, where you can see under the required finance classes, if you're thinking about concentrating in finance. It's called financial management. So we'll get a chance to talk about how to manage your personal wealth. And a bigger focus is to learn about how companies manage the corporate level of finance, and also some perspectives on how governments manage their a macro level of finance. Right? And so that's the class I'll be teaching you. And so if you're interested in finance or thinking about concentrating in finance, you're more than welcome to join my class.
Thank you to all three of you for being here. We're super excited to learn more from you as we go this evening. Dr. Dong, I wonder if you can answer this question. Why business analytics? Why pursue a master's degree in business analytics, and why at UCR?
So I think there's several very, very important, I would call it, benefits this UCR program offers for our MSBA. So I think first of all, it's a very rigorous program in terms of quantitative training, right? So if you come from a business background, you will get a chance to learn a lot of like hands-on techniques, particularly dealing with big data. Right? You'll get a chance to have some exposure to learning Python, learning R, and to get your hands on some cases and projects, or using business models to to test the theories from the textbooks. And so I think this is a very, very good chance if you start from a business background to learn some really strong quantitative skills in terms of how to analyze data. And the second benefit is, I think, it's a really flexible program, meaning that, or if you come from a STEM program, or you come from a non-business background, we also offer a variety of business classes that you can take, right? We have 3 concentrations. You can choose which are finance, marketing, and operation analytics, right? So if you have, if you come from, let's say, a mathematical or statistical background, and you don't have much exposure to what kind of direction you want to pursue in the business world, well, you get a chance to figure it out, right? Whether you like finance or like marketing, or you like operational analytics, right? You get a chance to learn different classes from different faculties, and you get a chance to choose which one you like, and hopefully it can be the choice of your future career, right? So this is the flexibility perspective, and so I think those are all like very important perspectives that we offer compared to programs you can find in other schools.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, if I may add just a little bit, I totally agree with Mike saying that our program has sort of its competitive advantage compared to the other competing program, not only in California but also in the US and maybe in Europe as well. So because our program is sort of a joint collaborative program between the statistics department, and the business school. So compared to, for example, similar programs in other schools, half of the first quarter, maybe about 1/3 of the courses students need to take actually taught by the statistics faculty. So the students really could learn not only the programming language, but also, graduate level statistics computing knowledge, right? And one more thing, maybe, this is sort of from my own personal experience, because before coming to UCR, I was at Indiana. Right. So I think maybe one thing that potential applicants might consider is our location, because of the location, we're located in California, right in California, Southern California. There are a lot of businesses, entertainment industry, but also now I think LA County, Orange County, Riverside County, they're all trying very hard. A lot of startups in high-tech industry. So they're simply, and also if you like, you can go to Northern California, right? The Silicon Valley is right there. So there are a lot of job opportunities, and this does matter. Location does matter when you graduate, because the companies, for some reason, they like to hire locals, right? So that's something I learned from my previous job. My students, they kind of, when they apply to out-of-state jobs, somehow they have a little bit of disadvantage compared to the people who are in-state, right? So that's something I want to add. Thank you. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yep, great points all around. I love it. Unique program, unique location with lots of opportunity. It's fun, and our students are getting jobs across California. Let's talk a little bit more deeper into the knowledge and skills that students might gain from this program, particularly some of those data analytics skills and the business knowledge.
Yeah, so I'll take that one. So you have really 2 components in the program. You have the hard skills, the data analytics skill, the quantitative skills that you gain. And then there's also the business aspect, which is more soft skills, where you will learn skills that are also really important in the workplace. So in terms of hard skills, you have both. So you have some quantitative courses that come both from the statistics department that will give you those skills you need for learning how to like data mining, data analytics, whether it's about descriptive data analytics. So you have a data set, try to understand, extract some trends that you see in that data. You can do predictive analytics, where you try to predict based on a certain business decisions that will be made, what will happen, kind of do forecasting. and then prescriptive analytics, like try to recommend what's the best course of action for a company to take given past historical data and past patterns that they've observed from their data. So you have you will gain those skills from the statistics classes that will be offered, as well as some of our business classes, our management classes also have a fair amount of quantitative and content that will teach you some of that. But because they're business classes, they also have a very strong emphasis, not just on the kind of mathematical aspect of it, but also on the business, the management aspect of it. So you might do case studies and you might do teamwork. You might have to present some projects. So it kind of gives you that hands-on experience that employers are looking for, so that when you start in your job, you're ready to go. You already know what to do. You have kind of early practice and experience that as part of your coursework. So you have really both aspects that give you that kind of nice, well-rounded potential employee that I think employers are really excited about.
Thank you for that. Even diving further, deeper, right? You get into the program, you learn those knowledge and skills, and the ultimate goal is to get a good paying job after the program, right? What are type of job outcomes that students should be looking for? What kinds of jobs is the MSBA program and curriculum preparing students for?
Yeah, I can answer this one. This is actually built on Elodie's answers to the previous question. I think she really said it very nicely, right? Students in the MSBA program, they're not only prepared, getting knowledge and skills about the business side, sort of some of the soft skills that are required for management staffs or managers, but also they're in this MSBA program. I think what's unique is they're also getting these really hardcore quant skills and knowledge that will prepare them well for some for a career path that will require a lot of such sort of data analytics and data mining and some kind of these type of jobs. So I guess for the data MBA or part-time MBA program, a lot of our graduates say will take jobs such as business analysts and or some junior manager type of jobs. I think students from the MSBA program can certainly take these jobs, but I think compared to the MBA students, right? MSBA students, I think they're more well-equipped with programming skills, data collection, data analysis, and such knowledge and skills. In other words, I think the MSBA graduates, they will be more able to kind of learn from the consumer data and the firm level data, right? You can learn from what consumers' past purchase behavior, what they're telling you about, which product they like, what kind of price they respond to, what price promotion activities, right? The students in operation analytics, they can learn from using the logistic analytics as an example to decide what's the optimal route or for their product for delivery and so on. That's just one example, right? So those kind of jobs are now, there are more and more jobs require such skills as compared to, for example, 10 years ago, where if you have good experience in business, right? Your MBA program usually, we used to only admit students with 5 or 5+ years of work experience, but now I guess become a less of a requirement for MSBAs. However, jobs that require students with good data analytical skills, such jobs there are more such jobs, right? And people with such skills will be in higher demand, all right? So in terms of career path, as I just said, I think that MSBA students from our school, they can certainly still take the usual MBA type of jobs. But given that more employers are looking for MBA students with such so-called quant data skills, right? I think our MSBA student will have some advantage, again, competitive advantage as compared to just the regular MBA, right? Another career path, I think some of our MSBA students, they have very strong stats background, right? So I guess they can still take jobs such as data scientists or data analysts, such type of jobs. But I think compared to just the graduates, undergrads, or even MS, Master of Science students from statistics department, I think MSBA students, certainly, just like Elodie said, they are now equipped with a lot of management knowledge and skills. You learn about accounting, finance, operation, and marketing. You learn about organizational behavior. You learn about negotiation, those kind of skills. I think that is important even for data scientists if you want to kind of excel compared to, excel among a lot of data scientists. I think data scientists with such knowledge and skills will be, they will do well because they know what kind of questions they should ask, right? When you're looking at the data, and also how to answer these questions with data, what data you should use, right? Yeah, I gave such an example in my marketing analytics class because I've heard stories like data scientists without a lot of knowledge in marketing or operation, they run these regressions or neural networks. They come up with answers, but they cannot interpret, right? Because they don't have such knowledge in business management or marketing operation. So I think just to summarize, I think you can take the regular business types of jobs, business analyst, marketing researcher, operations management type of jobs, financial analysts, but you can also take some jobs. If you have a strong statistic background, you can take jobs such as data scientist, data analyst, such type of jobs. Yeah.
Great. Thank you for unpacking that for us. I think another unique aspect of our MSBA are those kind of concentrations or more like career pathways where students get to take other elective courses and gather them in a marketing area or an operations area or a finance area. How do the three of you see those career pathways and how they support a student's career development?
So I can go first. So I'm going to talk about the operations concentration of the program. So to concentrate in the operations, there are three courses that you want to take. One is called spreadsheet modeling for decision making. One is called simulation for business, and one is called logistics and supply chain management. So these classes really gives you the operations perspective on those business decisions. So whether it's about pricing decision that can also have a marketing aspect, but it also can be viewed from the standpoint of operations. So how will your price affect your demand for our product? What procurement decisions do you want to take to optimize your profit? How does the logistics of procurement from the supplier at the beginning of the supply chain all the way to your retailer at the end of it, all those decisions along the way, how can you optimize them so that you can get the most revenue out of it? So all those decisions are going to be explored in these classes. One of them, we look at it kind of building models on Excel to try to see the effect of different decisions. One of these classes takes a simulation perspective. So when you have uncertainty, you just generate a lot of simulations to understand the effect of tweaking different parameters of your problem. And then logistics and supply chain management is still a quantitative class, but kind of giving you a good perspective of the industry and all those issues that can come up. So in terms of your the effect on your career path, I think these classes and this concentration will prepare you for applying to positions like operations analyst, but because you have that data analytics aspect as well, so you can really you have both aspects of the job. Like you can analyze the data yourself, but also you can understand how it affects the business side of it in terms of the operations implications.
For the finance concentration, you will get a chance to take a variety of finance topics, right? So depending on whether you're more interested in the banking sector, or you're more interested in the investment sector, or you're more interested in consumer finance sector, right? So you get a chance to take a classes related to fixed income, right? If you're interested in bonds, or corporate risk management, or derivatives even, right? If you're interested in options, or risk management perspective of the finance industries, right? And on the other side, you have corporate finance, right? You have portfolio management, right? Which speaks to the investment sectors, right? So if you're very interested in becoming like someone who trades on the Wall Street, right? This is definitely something that you need to know, right? So in terms of career path, right, it depends on like how rigorous that you want to be in the finance industry, right? Do you want to be like a deep in the Wall Street, like in an investment company, in asset management company, right? Or do you want to be someone who works in the bank, who manage relationship with customers, who try to manage risk for banks, right? In terms of the commercial banking sector, right? So I think depending on where your goal is, right? You have a variety of classes with offered by a good number of experienced faculties on those courses.
I can talk a little bit about if you decide to choose a career path in marketing analytics, how our program will help you. So now, very broadly, generally speaking, marketing is about the exchange of products, goods, as well as ideas, all right, between in our case, consumers and firms, right? So the consumer here is firms are in a broad sense, right? If we exchange ideas, it could be audience and the movie studios, or maybe voters and candidates. They're also exchanging ideas, right? So it could be political marketing, it could be entertainment marketing, or it could be just what everyone knows, it's sort of the product and sort of consumer packaged good marketing. So in our program, if you choose this career path, you'll be taking a course called core course, marketing management. You of course also need to take the core courses in all areas. So so these courses, so they will help you to understand sort of how you can collect information and analyze information from so-called the market. The market here represents, it consists of the consumers, yourself, company, as well as your competitors, because every company is operating in a competitive marketplace. So what marketers would do, or marketing analysts would do, an analytic person would do, is to collect and analyze this information from the market, consumer, company, competitor, saying use this information to help the firm to make decisions such as pricing, product, promotion. Promotion could be advertising or social media promotion. Then finally, another type of strategic marketing strategy issue is decide the channel strategy, right? Which channel, how to reach consumers through different channels. So now with these kind of courses, you can understand how you can collect information from the market, then analyze the information, then this information will utilized by the firm on these different product pricing strategies, and these strategies will then feed back into the market, right? Hopefully they have been turned into so-called intelligence, marketing intelligence, to make and implement very effective strategies so they can better serve the market to facilitate so-called exchange. So this is sort of what marketing is about. And these courses will help you to understand this sort of the interdependent process, right? Okay, thank you.
So as we come to an end of our panel today, professors, what advice would you share with prospective students as they're thinking about pursuing an MSBA degree at UCR?
Let me start by answering this question. So I think the students really want to take advantage of our faculty pool. We have amazing student-faculty ratio 1:4. This is, very outstanding among all the competitive programs you can see. And we have a variety of faculty, as we explained, right? We not only have faculties from the business school in different areas, but also faculty from the statistics department, right? So you have a bunch of, a wide range of talents, floating around you for you to talk with. And I saw some questions asking about a PhD program, and this is a really good, program to prepare you, right, for a PhD program, which requires, a certain level of quantitative training and also theoretical, understanding on, the fundamentals of business, right? So I think so. This is, one of the advice I would give, right? So talk to the faculty, interact with faculty, right, and learn from us, right? We are also very, excited to have you guys here and want to learn from you as well. So this is also one of my teaching philosophies that the class is more like an interaction between students and faculty, like a group of people learning from each other, right? So that's one of the advice I would give.
So I will add to what Mike said. I guess, given this is a 9 months to 15 months program, I think for every potential applicants, you do want to think hard about once you decided to apply to the program, then given that it's a very short program in a way, try to be ready to work very hard in the very first quarter, at least. I think it'll be very fast-paced. And I think I would encourage everyone, especially the non-stats background students, to just think about why the employer will hire you. So then you kind of, and given what we told you about this program, then you kind of know where your weaknesses are in your current academic background. So given it's very fast-paced, and so you might want to, before entering the program, just like Abigail mentioned, sort of some of the prerequisite. Although we admit students, we think you have reached the bar, but I think you might still want to, given your own background, consider taking in the summer, maybe taking some stats courses or programming courses, or if you're from the stats background, you can maybe at least start reading The Economist, or if you like The Economist, maybe Business Week or Wall Street Journal. Most of these, if you reside in the US or Europe, or I don't know, India maybe, you can, especially in the US, I know you can have access and read these if you have a public library card, because they do offer these resources for free to all the library patrons. So those are the things I would recommend. Yeah.
I think that's a really good point. And I would add to that, if you look on the website of the program on UCR, there are some links to some resources for learning some topics that you may not be very familiar with. And I think maybe learning a little bit of coding, for example, before starting the program, if you're not familiar with some of these languages, get yourself exposed, try to play with it, learn a little bit on your own, and it will make your time in those classes maybe a little bit easier if it's not completely new to you. So for example, R or Python, you can get introduced to that on your own before starting the program, so that when the instructor starts using it in class, even if they don't assume that anybody knows it, having learned a little bit of it by yourself will make it go so much smoother and will make your transition a lot easier, and you can focus on other things. If you're going to do it in 9 months, it goes really, really fast. Before you've just barely started and already you're looking for a job. And so it's hard sometimes to balance the needs of the classes, well, the job search and student clubs. So So anything you can do in advance to make your time during the program a little bit easier, then you really try to do that. And the other things I wanted to talk about is take advantage of your peers. Find study partners, make study groups, network with your friends. You never know who will have a job opportunity they can share with you later on. So graduate school is also about building your network. And so take advantage of that, get to know other people, and this is how you start building your network. You can lean also on alumni, but I think just the peers, people who are in your classes with you, this is where it starts. And you're going through the same thing, so it's always nice to have a study group, people you can bounce ideas off of, and so that will be, I think, a good support system as well.
Great advice all the way around here. I'll add to that last piece as well about getting involved while you're here. The program is intense and it goes by fast, but you want to build that network, take advantage of every opportunity. So there are a number of leadership opportunities, organizations, clubs that you can get involved in here at UCR, from our ambassador program to student association to our career development center, advisory council. We also have a number of clubs like Women in Business, Entrepreneurship, or E-Club, and a new club that was started in the last couple of years, Programming Club, which might be really relevant for you folks interested in business analytics. There are a number of programming languages out there. You can't possibly learn all of them in any one program in 1 year. But if you want to continue to learn and build your skill sets and learn other coding languages, programming languages, there are those resources, those peer resources available to you. And our programming club is guided by one of our information systems faculty members. So it's a great opportunity for you to really get involved and build those skill sets as well. One other thing I'll mention is that we do have access to Coursera at a discounted rate. So you can, throughout your program, be taking additional supplemental courses through Coursera to get those certifications in different programming languages or different aspects of data analytics. All of these things will just really help to build out who you are as a professional and add to your job placement after graduation. As we wrap up our session today, I want to go over a few of our application action items. Of course, you need to go online and start the application. You'll need to upload your resume as well as your statement of purpose. You'll need to upload your transcripts of all institutions that you have attended. At least one letter of recommendation from an academic source is required, and you are welcome to submit up to 3 letters of recommendation. Test scores. GMAT or GRE are optional for submission. We have a test optional admissions policy. That means it's not required for admission, but it can certainly help you in admission consideration as well as in scholarship funding. For international students, you'll additionally need to submit your IELTS or TOEFL scores. As you can see, we have a couple of rounds of deadlines for the application, and we recommend you submit your application as soon as you're able to submit the best version of your application possible. Wonderful. Well, I want to thank our professors so much for being here today. They gave us so much wonderful insights on our Master of Science in Business Analytics program, career paths, and what we might expect to get from it. For more support, please schedule a personal consultation on our website or connect with one of our graduate ambassadors who can help answer your questions. We look forward to seeing you at UCR.